Okay, so we talked about the requirements for our lit scene on Tuesday, and so we're going to go over some examples of what we need to do. So I don't know, zoned in. I got a little crazy and decided I needed a whole new scene, even though this was a week that I said just use an old scene. But I don't know. So instead of actually showing examples, I was just building this out on Tuesday while Sabrina slept and different people were here than are today. I don't know. Attendance is off. So I've got a scene with some interior here, and I had to drop just a massive cube down to be a ceiling. So I've got some interior there. I've got some landscape, and I've got this courtyard that is also kind of exterior. And I cobbled this together from a couple different sample scenes. I took out the lights that were in there so that we could do it all afresh and anew. And I've got right now, just one directional light in here. And so one of the things that I zoned out on Tuesday was adding a cookie to the directional light. And so I've got a couple down here. And so we've got theater people in here. You've done theater, you've been in theater tech. Maya says never again. And I'm like, okay. So cookies, they're not just for eating anymore. So we've got, these are going to go in front of either directional lights or spotlights and make them look cool. So I decided I wanted a cookie that was a cookie. So I found a chocolate chip cookie, made it a little black and white, like grayscale here. When I import it, it should come in as a default, right, on any images. And so I had to tell it to be a cookie. I can tell it what kind of light I want to put it on. I guess apparently you can put a cookie on a point light. I'm curious to see how that works. I'm going to have to try it. But this one I said I'm going to use for a directional light. The alpha source from grayscale, I think it by defaults to input texture alpha. I didn't have alpha. That was just full black and white. So I say from grayscale. And then the other things I changed on this was I set it to clamp instead of repeating. So if I have it on repeating, I'm just going to get an endless barrage of cookies. Clamp means just show it once. And so with all of that set up, let me just hit apply to make sure. Then if I drag that cookie image onto my directional light where it says, hey, I've got room for a cookie right here, then we can see that it shines light through the whiter part of the cookies and we get darkness through the other stuff. One of the things this can be cool for is like if you've got just window panes, and so you can set your directional light up and make it look like it's or spotlight, so you get like the light coming through a window pane. And then so I grabbed a bunch of other ones here. So I found one that looked like a broken window, and so that's creepy looking. I think it's on repeat, and so you can see there's not a lot of light to get through here because the light shines through the white parts, and so now I've just got this creepy spider webby looking thing. Speaking of which, you can just do a spider web. Yeah, so that's nice and creepy. Or we can get some fantasy level like weird bursts of light going on. Just cool stuff. So I want a directional light, but with a cookie on it because we're going to use other lights for most of the things. So probably you're going to end up with at least 2 cookies. I'm going to turn that off for now so that we can see our scene. But that's what we want to do with the directional light. And then let me find Gingy. I got him lost. He's here somewhere. Oh, he's all the way over here. All right. So with him, I'm using the same third-person controller. I found this goofy little flashlight on the asset store. Kind of cool. And so right now, I've got it the same way we did his crowbar. His motivation stick, whatever it was he was using earlier. Yeah, candy canes, that kind of thing. So it's all the way down here, his whole armature, forearm, right hand. And so I've got it attached to his right hand. So that's where we had the crowbar before. Now I gave him a flashlight. So I just hid the crowbar, added a flashlight. Um, we may decide we want him to have more of a like helmet cam GoPro light because this gets wild. But we'll see. So on this toy flashlight, I'm going to go ahead and add a spotlight. So I can just do that to this prefab, or I'll just do it to the Gingy prefab itself. So go in here, toy flashlight, and I'm going to add light, spotlight. And let me make that a child of the flashlight, or at least on the same level as the flashlight. There we go. It's its child now. I'll resettle this. And it shines out the back like we expect it to. No? Local, and so then I want to spin that around 180 on the Y, methinks. Yep. So I can see it shining forward. Slide it up. This flashlight has a really weird little like tiny pinhole where the light's supposed to come out. So I'm just going to plop the spotlight kind of in there. I don't want it, if it's too far in, then the light just literally won't shine out. So I'm going to just kind of float it out front a little bit. And that's all well and good. And then I got this cool flashlight cookie. I'm going to add that to it. So that's going to look more like it's coming from a flashlight, and we'll just leave all that other stuff alone for now. And we'll test this out. So that should all save. I'm just going to turn my directional light off, and I'll put the cookie back on it. Okay, and so I should have light coming out of this, and then we've got the cookie lighting up the castle further up. And if it loads. Yes, yeah, no, I would love that. Let's see. So the flashlight isn't doing much. It looks cool, but it's not lighting up a whole lot of stuff for us until he starts to walk. Like his hand shakes around so much, it's kind of almost not that good. So you know, if you wanted to attach it to his shoulder, huh?
We checked the boxes.
So honestly, right? So if you want to go for whatever kind of ambiance or lore building for your scene, that's fine. But to Xander's point, we checked the box. Gingy definitely has a spotlight in his flashlight, and we're going to call it good enough because Xander doesn't care. So why should we? Now, what happens if I aggressively handshake with this? Oh, not that button. Here we go. It just shines up. Yeah. See, a little bit. Now we're up close to a wall. So I thought it's kind of like like real life, I guess. I mean, I've heard rumors. I don't know what real life is really about, but when you get inside, flashlights seem to be more effective. What did I do? Yeah, I've got some colliders here that shouldn't be.
Unlock that zone. You have to pay for the DLC.
I'm not going to do it. I'm too cheap. Hey. Wow. Right for the jugular. Okay. Yes. All right. So we want that. Whatever you've got on your directional light. So we got double cookies, no milk, and we need some point lights and some area lights. So especially with the area lights, we want they can only work as baked lights. So we'll drop some area lights in. Let me just move my directional light over because I feel like it's just lighting too much. over there. And just slide him this way. And the cookie shines on the skeletons in the graveyard, I guess. I don't know. We'll just do this. There we go. Now it's lore specific. What are you saying right now? Okay, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna do this. So I'm gonna up the intensity of my spotlight, and we'll make it like a little yellowish, so it's like that old, light bulb look. Make the what? Yes, yeah. I assume that's what I'm gonna get a lot of. And since this spotlight is attached to Gingy, who's walking around waving this flashlight like crazy, we're gonna say real time. Okay, so it's calculating the light and the shadow with every frame. Let me see, what is this? Real-time indirect bounce shadowing is only supported for directional lights. Okay, then don't do it. Like, what is your problem? Here. Yeah, set that to 0 and it won't whine at you anymore. No shadows, whatever. We want lots of shadows. For this light, let me think. I think soft shadows are more expensive, but we're going to roll with it. So high res, soft shadows. And literally it's just going to be with a hard shadow, you'd have a very, very defined, crisp shadow. And the soft are soft. I don't know. These are things you should understand. Ask your parents. Okay, so we've played with the spotlight. We need some directional lights and things up in here. No, some point lights. So I'm just gonna assets and should I make them child? I think I've got candles in here, so I can just drop some. Yeah, there's a candle holder right here. So I think it makes sense to try to add some point lights as children. Yes, it's a word.
You could add, there should be spotlights and just spinning around erratically.
Okay, so you want your players to actually have seizures.
Yes.
Okay, makes sense. All right. Do a couple of those. AA, AAA. Yeah, there should be underneath the top of the podium. Don't tell anybody though. Right. Oh, great. Now we're found out. Oh, and it didn't child it. It's just sitting out here in the middle of nothing. I don't know. Just y'all pretend she's not talking and move on. Okay. Okay. Shadows. We want these to cast some soft shadows too, and so we'll freak the scene out. Because what good is light without shadows? And then let's see, real time. I'm going to change this to baked. And we like the intensity, I think. Should we go brighter?
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, sure. Yep. Let's say we do 10. How's that? 1,000.
But I need my nightlight.
Okay, you know what? Grow up.
I need my nightlight.
Okay, so I'm gonna Control D and make another one of these and slide it over to the other candle. And so this candle holder has got lights, sort of, but not really on there the way we want them to. So let's just go ahead and slide those. So just position it and go. It's over the thing. Since we got shadows on, look at what it does. Oh, it's so nice. This is a whole job. Like literally, like 3D lighting. That's a specialty. That's a thing you can get paid for.
Everything's a specialty these days. I remember when I
Oh my goodness! Don't tell us any. Get out of here, Boomer. And then we'll pull those up.
I know it's something fun.
And this one looks like we pulled down just a little bit more. So we're just placing. All right, we'll go see what this looks like. Oh, I think I messed it up. I didn't bake. We might not see those. Yeah, it's all kind of wild. For sure. Yeah, this is not a safe place for little cookies. Okay, we're getting some light from that candelabra.
Not punchy. The lights are flickering though.
Okay, well you can put a script on them and flicker them. That's up to you, but not these ones. Okay, so that flashlight's kind of working. Just scale up some. Hello, there we go. Yeah, since we put that cookie on there, the flashlight looks a lot more realistic than if you just had a straight spotlight shining out with nothing. And those are nice. I wasn't sure if they're going to show up at all, but we've got points of light where a candle flame should be. So kind of cool. One of the things we do need to look at, though, is making Unity behave. What the heck? I might have accidentally clicked play and then clicked play again. So now it's got to recalculate, reload. Yep, that's what's happening. I kind of like the way the cookie of the little burst, though, is working out. Like just shining off light in various directions. It's kind of cool. Yeah, okay. Well, judge him a little bit, why don't you? All right. So, let me see if I can apply this. So, I added lights to my candle holder. That is a prefab. So, if I say apply all, yes, all my two-pronged candle holders have lights now. And the other thing we looked at on Tuesday, and again, this is literally how I'm going to be grading, is window, and then rendering, and then light explorer. And so this little guy shows up. I've got him docked in here next to my console, but it tells me everything about all. I've got point lights, I've got spotlights, I've got a directional light. It tells me all about the lights in the scene, and you can just go through one by one and turn them off, turn them back on. It's a cool way to check things out. And so looks like our directional light is not casting shadows. And then we got soft shadows and everything else. You can see all of our intensities, multipliers, all that fun stuff right here. And you can see that the shade of the flashlight spotlight is a little darker than the candle ones for whatever reason. I was just choosing random yellows. But let's talk about this part. So baked. The idea of a baked light is that it won't impact your processing and your graphics when you're playing the game. So right now, even though I said baked, I didn't bake it. So these are all real time. So if I added a whole bunch more lights, then we'd affect our frame rate eventually. And since Xander wants to make all the lights actually flash and bobble and give people seizures, this isn't going to work for him. But for everyone else. So that's why I wanted you to learn Blender this week. All right. Yeah. Just go ahead and learn Blender. All right, let's look. So what it does is a bake pre-calculates everything. Pre-calculates, okay, here's my light. These are all the objects around me. Here's how far the light would go. And it creates a light map. So a texture that goes over our other texture of light and shadow. And so what I wanted you to do, so let's just pretend we're going to use Gingy attacks here. And is that actually Gingy's? Here's the actual model. Okay, so Let me go to my project scene here and we'll set him up really quick and find him really quick. Cookies, prefabs, scenes, scripts, crowbars, models. There it is. That makes sense. All right. So now I've got Gingy here. And we've played a little bit with the animations. If you're Addy, then you've also done this a lot for train stations where we're trying to, yeah, I don't want to call you out in a live video. It's Addison Poole, by the way. And her, no. Social security number was what, Addy? So we've done the materials. We've done the animation. But over here on the model part of that is where I'm going to be looking for you to have done this. So generate light map UV. Check that. Turn it on. That's going to create a whole new UV set to go over the top of your stuff, and that's where the light's gonna live. Now for Gingy, he's my character. This doesn't make a lot of sense, but if you've got, I want you to import something that's going to be static. Make sure you've got a generate light map UV on, and apply that, and then we'll see what happens with that. Let me see if I can find some cool stuff. Connor, why are you even here? Okay. That might be for a different material type. Roughness really doesn't, I can't think of the exact thing that it's supposed to go in. If you're doing a standard specular, then that's kind of the same. It's kind of like that. So you can put that in the specular map and see what that does for you. Yeah, just test it live. That's what we do. Okay, so I'm just going to drag in. No, not all of it. Good Lord. Here we go. So DET assets. I'm just going to drag that in. And I'll get a couple of static things so we can set it up and bake. Apparently, I'll just get all the things. So I'm jumping ahead and going to show you the baking. This is probably the last thing you'll want to do before turning your stuff in. Get your scene set up your area lights, point lights, all that stuff, and then do the bake, because that could take a hot minute depending on processors and graphics and everything else. I need to fix all of these normal maps. I love the just fix now button. Okay, so here in models, let me just drop something in. We'll do prefabs. Nope, wrong prefabs. This prefabs. What makes the most sense here? Probably a static taco? No.
Yeah.
Do a treasure chest. Mario 64 head. Spellbook. It's pretty bad. Okay.
Thank you so much for
Oh! And I accidentally set them off. All right. So you know what? We're gonna just put this on the pillar, like Mario's head has been mounted like a deer head or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like when my husband skewered Mario and the Smash Bros.
What is she talking about now? All right. So looking at Mario 64 head, let me go to my models folder and find that. And so this is what we want to do, right? So on the model, generate light map UVs, and then we've got some settings in here that we don't have to play with, but we could. Angles and margins and packing and all that, whatever. We just want to make sure that it's got a light map UV. So the next thing I want to do is, if I'm going to bake everything right now, which probably now is a better time because it'll only take a few minutes because I've only got a few lights. So grab Mario, grab his head, mark that as static. So the thing that you import and say generate light map UVs on needs to be static. Also, I'm going to mark everything here. So my entire courtyard, I'm going to check that. Yes, all of its children need to be static. Nothing in here is going to be moving. Okay. So if it's marked static, then, and you see if you hit this other drop down here, we've got all these different kinds of static. Remember we marked stuff static for navigation before so that nav mesh agents could go on it. This is going to be for, it looks like reflection probe, everything. Anyway, if it's marked static, then we can bake a light map for it. And so then we can pre-calculate shadows and lights and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to do that for the interior part as well. Mark that as static. Yes, change children. Because if you bake and nothing is static, the bake's going to go really fast. You're going to think, wow, my computer's amazing, and you did nothing. Okay, so Light Explorers over here. There's where all my stuff's at. There's another one under Windows Rendering Lighting. And just the way this guy's set up, I like to put him over on the inspector side of things. We can see baked light maps over here once we've got it going. So I'm going to scroll down here on the scene. And I think everything looks okay-ish. We've got our spot and our directional. Oh, I'm going to change the directional light to baked as well. We'll leave the spot real time. You can also have things be mixed so that it's pre-generated, but also like we'll update. There's reasons sometimes you might want that. That looks good. We should leave it as it is and try this generate lighting. Here we go. That's the thing I wanted to change first. So this, I'm going to use the GPU instead of the CPU. So on the light mapping here, before you hit bake, I'm going to go GPU. I'm going to click on generate lighting, and now's a great time for YouTube to throw a commercial in.
I have another thing you could add. It's once you get caught in.
Okay. I'm scared. Go off.
I was about to get you demonetized.
I just
Assuming you were.
the scene that you chose looks a lot like Princess Quest.
Okay. I even I think I put a link on the Discord for cool stuff we found. Yeah, I've got a few.
That's an understatement.
And so there's free Blender assets right now, and I was going to try to pull out a pumpkin. So they've got this little jack-o'-lantern dude that we can throw a point light inside, and it'd be really fun to throw a point light and like add a script to make it flicker. So we have a really creepy jack-o'-lantern. But anyway, yeah, I didn't get around to exporting those, but I got them downloaded. And we're still going. So this is, yeah. Drop everything. Yeah. Call your boss. I can't make it to work today. Yeah. Yeah, it would be fine. So that's taken a while. But you can see, is it counting down? It's counting down. Awesome. So allegedly, some task might be done in 30 seconds. Who knows?
It's counting down to when your computer will permanently die if it doesn't finish up in time.
Yeah, it says one watching.
Maybe join the stream.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we're streaming.
It'd be great if this finished sometime soon. Anyway, so you're gonna also put area lights in and before you bake, because area lights only work baked, and those are just like the light panels that shine in one direction. That's really ominous looking. I like it. Welcome to our castle. What?
Maybe. Yeah. That's Professor Gamer. Yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, no, yeah, we should have like Crosshair like compilation,
Oh,
but it's just the boring stuff.
It's just 30
So
minutes.
all of it.
It's just 30 minutes of him just staring at the computer going, just thinking about what
Yeah.
to do next.
Like a 10-hour loop of like waiting for Unity to compile. It'd be fantastic. Videos to sleep by. Okay.
How much do you statistics of how much life you wasted just by waiting for you to compile?
I don't want to know. I don't want. I'm not in an emotional state right now where I could handle that data. But it's still not as bad as actually building a project. Like compiling an app to be put on the App Store or even on Steam.
We always like we just start building the project and go on my friend's snack.
Oh, like we would just straight go to lunch. I'd be like, why are you on a 2-hour lunch break? It's compiling. Like it's no big deal.
How?
Yeah.
It's compiling. Might as well go shop for like an hour.
Oh my god, the number one fan.
No!
This guy. Okay, now we're counting down from 10 minutes. So it's going to be a while. But anyway, that'll bake. And then eventually, let's see if we've got some in here already. Nope. Eventually, we'll get a whole bunch of lighting data up in here. And wherever our scene's at, we'll end up with some lighting folders in there. And it's really not doing anything. So, watch some more YouTube commercials. Make some other people money. I'm not going to see a dime. Wow.
Oh yeah, I can do another one. Everything from
So, when you hit this point and it's Sunday night or Monday night and you're hours away from having to turn this in and the bake is taking forever, you can go in here and just start pulling some numbers down. Light map size, right now it's at a full 1K. You could lower that, lower the compression from high quality to something else. There's lots of ways to optimize. I just use the default, and here we are. We're sitting here waiting. While that's happening, well, let's go look at the rubric like we do. So I think we also want some baked lights, light probes, and some mirrors, reflection probes. Okay, so we've got cookies, we did spotlights, we did a point light, we did our directional light that's baked. I went and baked the points. We want to bake the area lights that we haven't done yet. We've met the scene requirements. Oh, we'll look at emissive materials. I'm going to do another copy of Mario as an emissive. Marking static game objects to get the baked lighting. So anything that won't move should be marked static. And then we'll get to the light probes and the reflection probes, if this ever finishes.
5 minutes.
It says 5 minutes left.
You start
You want me to watch the stream on the stream?
Yeah!
Yeah.
No!
Style.
What is this going to do?
I don't really know.
Alright, let's watch time look like.
It's live. Oh, let's check this out. What's this guy doing?
What is this going to be far behind?
So eventually,
Like
Yeah.
20 seconds behind.
So much for being live. Oh, let's check this out. What's this guy doing?
It's not even.
What the what now? What's wrong with you people?
What is this going to be far behind?
Yeah. Who wants to be my bread? What the what now? The world's not ready. Yep, now we're going deeper. We're going deeper. Yeah. Who wants to be my bread? Yes! Do it again. The world's not ready. Ah, we're going deeper. We're going deeper. Look, because it's catching up like 20 seconds each time. My bread. This, yes. This is how the multiverse starts. Right here. Ah. Look, because it's not even there yet. Because it's catching up like 20 seconds each time.
This looks like you're reacting to a reaction of a reaction.
This, yes. This is how the multiverse starts. Right here. Oh, we squirreled hard. Hey, we made it to 5. There we go. No, there's another one. One escape. It's not even there yet. Right, we should turn that off. And we still got 2 minutes to kill. All right. Back. Oh, we squirreled hard. Hey, we made it to 5. There we go. No, there's another one. So the Council of Tanners has just convened. We should turn that off. And we still got 2 minutes to kill. All right. Yes, 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 yes. That's what I was going for. All right, we'll get rid of that. That was too much. Too much power for one soul.
That was good though. A single soul. You need both though.
Yeah.
So, what's the lesson here? Baking takes a while. I'm not even done with this. This was a quick, let me just show you how to bake really quick. I've got, what's our Light Explorer say? 2, 4, 6, 8 point lights that I'm baking. Oh, and the directional light, and it's taking all this time. I want some more lights, and you're adding the area, and then we're going to also bake in light probes, and we're going to bake in reflection probes. So, give your computer some time. If there's going to be a cold day this weekend, that'd be the prime time to do the baking because your computer's going to heat up your room. Whoa! What?
What?
Maya!
Drinking hot chocolate.
We should have specified that a little bit sooner.
Just wow.
Drinking alcohol is next Tuesday.
Because you've already missed the due date for this assignment. Yeah.
That's not part of ACU, whatever.
Yeah.
Just go off, Ken.
Oh,
Y'all,
thanks for the drive.
you are ruining my Christian Minecraft server.
I don't think you should ever be allowed to touch alcohol at all.
You're right. That's why I'm never gonna drink alcohol. I'm gonna be sober for 18 years.
What about after that?
Oh my goodness, and now it's doing the global elimination. So it finished one thing, now it's down to another. Maybe that'll only take 2 more minutes, 1 more minute.
The Jack Daniels in my glove.
Like whenever you get pulled over for DUI,
Hello,
offer some alcohol to the police
No, I
officer.
just delivered.
No.
I went into. Yeah, it was just a bottle sitting at the.
Let me just, I'm hoping my audio's off. Oh no, the audio's on. All right, you're all going to sore
I
jail.
looked around for other people. One of the people working there was just like, okay,
Is that 9 minutes?
okay.
Yeah, but it's going fast. We're time traveling right now.
What did you do with it? No, the next person came up and was just like, but it was funny. At first I thought it was just like, okay, now I just have this bottle. I just have this alcohol.
Are you done? No, it's reloading. Okay. This guy. So as much as you may want to take forever Addison. Getting your scene looking nice, me. I did, yeah. But all of this is, a warning. You're still going to need lots of time for the baking. So
I wish I could do
Yeah.
yeah. It's I'm more of a young adult than
So 24 minutes left to go, and we're still doing whatever this is. Did we get our light maps yet? No, I can't even click now. Unity's on a break.
yeah, I rather Where's our taste?
People are sleeping on this.
People are I sleep on breaks.
People are sleeping on breaks.
Wreck-It Ralph?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
All right, so now it's trying to import, it looks like, all of our light maps that it baked. So you can see right here, it's slow, it's trying to catch up. But I use there's the GPU that I use for baking. Here are the maps for various objects in the scene. And so it's reloading those and adding an extra layer of textures on top of our stuffs to get our lighting and shadowing from our baked stuff. Super fun. In hindsight, I probably made way too big of a scene to show this off with, but it was fun. All right. What in the what? Something went screwy with our cookie on our directional light. So that looks all nice, but then outside of it, it's broken. So let me just see what I messed up. Maybe I didn't set that one to back to inspector. Did I set it to clamp? I set it to clamp. Then why are you doing this to me? Because I told you you're going to be on a spotlight, not a directional light. Dang it. Okay, super fun. So now I'd have to rebake because I messed something up. So that's really awesome. Anyway, let's pretend. Let's just pretend everything worked the way it's supposed to. I don't have to rebake. So in lighting, I've got all of these set up. I knew these looked way too bright because they are. They just are. And here's what I was talking about, that folder. So the name of my scene has been Casual Gingy. So it created a folder right next to it with the lighting data, with all of these light maps that it is layering over the top of all of our other textures. So if you don't have this folder full of light maps, then I know you didn't do the bake. And I take points away.
How many?
All of them.
He's so
For you, all of them.
hungry for points.
He's crazy like that. Let me see here. So this, let's see, we've got some leeway. You can clear all your baked data and start over. Don't do that. But I think without that on, then it'll just generate the things that we changed, which was the cookie. So then I can get the darkness that I'm looking for. Let's move on. So we're going to add in some other things. So I need something else that moves through your scene. Gingy being third person is nice, but I also want to watch something else move through it. So do a nav mesh agent. I don't care if it's literally just a treasure chest like floating around. Yeah, a mimic with no teeth, a mimic who hasn't quite revealed himself yet. Or a fully animated whatever. So what we're going to need to do is wherever this this NPC is going to be going through, you're going to set up some light probes. And we're going to bake the lighting in that area so that we can approximate, oh, okay, when our NavMesh agent guy walks through here, we'll shine some light here, but the lights are actually pre-calculated. So it's not going to be perfect. You're not going to get really crisp, nice shadows off of it, but you'll see some lighting difference as dynamic objects walk through there. By the way, while we're on all of this lighting stuff, super heavy in the art side of the certification exam. So know about static, know about dynamic, know about what can be baked and what has to be baked and all the other stuff. So lighting is a big part of that. So I'm going to go ahead and we're just going to add, is it going to be under light? It should be. Here we go. Light probe group. So I'm going to make a light probe group and I'm just going to move it up here. And it looks like a bunch of weirdness because it is. It's weird. And so I'm just going to set it up between these two pillars. Move that. You don't need to put light probes everywhere. And because it's expensive, I don't want you to put them everywhere. But I'm just going to drop it down here. And so we've got this little probe group, and you can just grab the points. Do an edit mode. Oh yeah, sure enough. Yeah, that's right. They're doing everything contextually now. So edit light probe group, you're right. And then I can move these around. And so what I want to do is capture this space between the pillars. So you can move the little dots of the probe around. I wouldn't know.
Yeah.
That's what
I turned the computer off for it. Like, okay, great. You're done. You're done.
All right, so I'm going to grab all of these and pull them down. So we really only need it in this spot. I'm just going to be carrying about in between these pillars. So grab these and I'll pull those over. It's so much easier to work in ortho mode sometimes. And how tall is the NPC? That's how tall we need to make this. So it's going to go up to there. We definitely want it down to the floor. So you can see we've got, let me go back to perspective mode here. So we've kind of filled this spot pretty well. Except for those. All right, so it's just a matter of setting up where you need it, and then the center probe can just kind of be wherever. And move everything? Nope, just the center. All right, is this going to do any good here right now? No, I don't have any lights in this area. So I need to add some lights to these little candles, and then I'll have something to sample when I go to bake. So let me grab this candle guy right here, which should be in the courtyard. So this torch now is going to get a light. What'd you say to me? You know what? All the torches are going to get lights now. So let me see. We got fire as a particle system that I guess I turned off. And it already had a light. I thought I got rid of that. Oh, because I went to the prefab mode. Prefab. So that's, I undid the doings. All right. Let's add to that torch. Game object, light, point light. Round about there-ish. A little orangey. change it to baked, all that fun stuff. We'll do hard shadows on this one. I don't know why, just because. And then I will Control D and slide one to the other side. So now we've got this little corridor area where we've got baked lights. So the next time we bake, it's going to bake this orange light for both of these walls. So it's going to add texture there. And then it's also going to bake into this light probe group. And so then when the floating mimic that doesn't open its mouth or whatever goes through this area, we'll be able to see some light on it. Not perfect, not like real time, but it kind of approximates. It's nice. So we need at least one light probe group in there, which we accomplished. And we'll, again, I'm not going to bake right now because oof. But yeah. Let me see. The next thing we need is we need some reflection probes. So I'm going to come in here, and for whatever reason I couldn't get through that. Oh, because of a collider. So I'm just going to come in here, and I'll make a brand new mirror. So I'm going to make a 3D object that's a cube. Kind of sink that into the wall a bit, and then blow them up. So on the X, nope, not the X. We'll do the Y and the Z. So we'll make it a nice, big, tall, full-length mirror. Perfect for your vein selves. So we're going to just put a mirror here. Assets. Do I have a materials folder yet? I do. Let me add my prepending underscore. All right, so materials. I'm going to make a new material. Create material. Mirror. Yeah, and then we're going to just go wacky on the smoothness and on the metallic. And as long as Maya's buying it, then I guess we're good. And then I'll put them, there we go. And so right now, it's just reflecting the skybox, which is kind of funky. We haven't even put reflection probes on it. We're just put the thing on there, just the material. So let's see what's going on there. Object, rendering layer. Metallic, opaque, render face front. That all looks good. Okay, so now we'll drop some reflection probes in. So assets, no, I'm sorry, game objects, lighting again, reflection probe, and this guy is a little easier to deal with. He's just kind of a box, not like the light probes were. And then we can adjust that just like we were doing a box collider. So we want to, we'll reflect at least that far out. As we're going to find out. We'll see. And then pull that in. Because we don't care about reflecting on the back of the mirror. That's some backrooms nonsense that I don't mess with. I'll pull that out. So you'll see as we do these that you can get some weird like funhouse mirror type things accidentally on purpose. So if you want it all cool, I'm just going to set this to real time for now so that we can see it working, but then we're going to want to bake it. I think I want 2 different mirrors in the rubric. Yep. So I want a custom or baked one, right? So it's going to, if it's baked, it's going to get all the static objects in there. And then we've got to check dynamic as well for the custom so that we can see Gingy. If Gingy is in front of the thing when we bake, then we'll see just that reflection, or whatever your character is. We'll see the reflection of what was there when we baked. And so you can do some crazy effects with that. Like you could put some monsters in your scene, bake onto the mirror that the monsters are there, and then delete the monsters. And then when we come by and we look in a mirror, we'll see the reflection of some monsters and, like, pee your pants or whatever happens after that. So you'll bake one, and then you'll have a real time one. So I'm just going to try and use this one as a real time one, just so we can see if it works, make everything happen, and then we can move on, and someone can buy me lunch. And we still need to look at emissive materials. Okay, so that should have been real time. We didn't even bake this little corridor between here yet. Oh, yeah. Look at how tall that is. I didn't need those reflection probes that high unless I've got a really, really crazy looking tall thing coming through there. And does this even... Huh. Yeah. Real time, on awake, all... Missed something. This is what I get for doing it live. Yeah, might have to do with... Where? Baking on this should be real-time reflection pose are disabled in quality settings. Ah. Don't suppose you'd let me just double click there and take me to the quality settings? No, of course not. No. Baking should be initiated from the scripting API because the type is real-time. Thanks for that as well. That's also not helpful. We do every frame. That'll kill us. Real-time. Oh, fantastic. Did they turn that off? So there used to be a checkbox that would, as soon as you change something on the lighting, it would rebake for you, or wait until you actually hit bake. And bake reflection probes we'll need later. Bake on seed and load, never. Let's do that. There we go. Baking profile. We'll leave it there. See if I left myself any notes. We need the emissive. There's the baked. Yeah. Thanks, past me. Love that. That guy's a jerk. Well, let me just go look. See if the things we changed did anything. That is just about the most useless flashlight. He just waves it on the ground. She's like shoulder mounted.
Did you do a ray test from it to where every time it goes to the ground, it just spawns and explodes?
All right, well, the real time's not working. We'll look it up. Gingy is a vampire. So it's the opposite of throwing monster reflections on there and then hiding the monsters. Now I can't see my own reflection or literally anything else. It should work because everything else is static. Anyway, all right, it's rebaking. So what I'll do is I will find some instructions that are a lot more helpful than what Past Me put up here. Look it up, and I'll add it to our assignment on Canvas, and probably just spam it on Discord as well. I don't know. I forgot something, or Unity moved something. Either one is possible. Actually, both at the same time are possibly possible. So we need some mirrors. We need 2 different mirrors according to the rubric. Oh, and we need some emissive things. So let me just, for the giggles, we'll use Mario here. So this is going to be less cool than, I'll just do a copy of him. Bring a different model in. Here we go. 8-bit Mario head on this wall will be emissive.
What if they have Mario's head not available?
You know, Bowser would appreciate it. Yes, for sure. I don't know if that means that he gets Peach, but yeah. And just move this guy around.
He's gonna realize connecting Peach isn't fun anymore without Mario. Yeah. It's gonna be Mega Man. Yeah.
Just wow.
I don't want
I wouldn't do that to you.
We don't even know. Oh, this is awful. So apparently it's a whole bunch of cubes. This is literally how they made the amiibo. All right, there we go. Mario skin. We'll just make that glow. So we'll make it emissive using go sample, grab that color. Yeah, so now he's way too Caucasian, is what Maya's trying to say. I don't even know what to do with that. And then we can change that to baked. So then we can get some actual. We could bake this, and then actually get some glow off of whatever. So you can use maps for it. You can just use the color like we've got. I could make this door here glow, which would be fun. It's apparently a much smaller door than everything else in this castle. But again, yes, we want to bake some emissive maps. It's already got that on, except it's real time, so we can just set that to bake. And there's a couple more settings again that I will drop in the Discord or on our canvas because it's 1050. But we do want to play with some emissives. We want to bake some emissive materials off of something. And then we also want to stop trying to use Blender shortcuts in Unity. But don't know if I'll ever pull that off. Shows baked. I'm trying to remember. There should be a way to
Just the chat. Okay.
change the intensity of the baked emissive map. All right, I'll save it. I'll go ahead and start the bake. Maybe by my next class at 1:30, the bake will be done. Who knows? Yeah, it's wild like that.
This is pretty accurate. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, so we at least looked at all the things. Hit me up if you have problems.